All right, welcome back to Supplement Kitchen Reviews here today with our Behind the Brand segment. And today we have on Reforged Performance with us today and their owner. And we're going to get to know a little bit about the brand, what they have to offer, and hopefully you guys will know more at the end of this. So let's get started. All right. So I'm going to turn it over to you. So on a personal level, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, so I'm Tony, owner of Reforged Performance Nutrition. I guess I'll get started with just talking about how I decided to build a brand. Back in college, I was working in getting my business degree, and I've always been since since the beginning. Or I can even go back further. I used to be an overweight person. What got me really started in fitness is what I wanted to change my life essentially, and I was unhappy with what I looked like, what I felt like mentally, and basically when I got into fitness, everything just felt like it clicked. And then from then on, it was everything fitness, and I knew I was going to start a business in the fitness industry. So I mean, even in college, like I was like, I'm doing this to learn as much as I can with business, but ultimately I learned as a result of that, like I had to be in a business to understand how a business operated. So during that time with fitness and all that stuff, I was studying for exams, and it was really hard to manage working a almost 40-hour a week job on top of college with fitness and all this stuff. So I really got into nootropics, and a lot of our products are basically nootropic, or they have like a hint of nootropics in them. Like there's like either one singular nootropic ingredient or multiple, and it really helped me with basically with avoiding caffeine too much. I mean, most supplements do have caffeine. Our products have caffeine. Well, I wanted to rely a little bit less on the caffeine because I didn't want that anxiety feeling in the gym or even like just outside of it. So I just combined the two, mind and body performance, and then we got Reforged. So
Heck yeah, man. Dang, that's a good story. I mean, definitely good to know a little bit about how things kind of came to and things like that. Where are you located?
California.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're out here in Virginia, so we're way on opposite ends. All right, so let's dive into the brand. You've already kind of started us off a little bit. The name, I think you touched on that briefly, but let's revisit it.
Oh man, the name, I actually had the name on my mind for since like college. Like I knew it was going to be something along the lines of that. I had an idea of the phoenix as well. I mean, our logo has the phoenix on it, and I'm very into like a philosophical term, like just philosophical stuff. So um, the logo itself, Reforged, is more of like it sounds like an end state, like it's just complete, but I look at it as, I mean, you can even like in a historical sense, I mean, you're making, like, for example, olden days, they're making weapons, they reforge a weapon after battle and stuff. So I kind of wanted to have that process where they're constantly repairing, after a battle. And I look at the gym, for example, is like a modern battle. Like most of us are not going to war, but um, lifting weights is it's pretty rough, or even just any type of physical exercise. It's rough, but like it betters you. So even with the phoenix, it's like a perfect analogy where the phoenix burns before rises reborn. So I kind of try to apply that to the brand, and then that's what we got. So
Okay, yeah, makes sense. When I first saw the name, I just thought of rebuilding.
Yeah.
That's the first thing it hit me.
Okay.
So perfect. All right, and you touched on the reason for starting, so we'll kind of skip to the products. Let's talk a little bit about them. I think you have 4 products currently.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting. Like technically I have 6, but 2 of them we're in the process of discontinuing because we kind of figured out like a lot of our customers really like powders. Just like, so I decided to kind of go into a beverage based brand. Um, I I like there's supplements, but I like to call them like things like elixirs, and I really want to kind of envision the brand becoming more than just supplements. I want to kind of go into beverages in their entirety. So the best way to start was the supplements. But in reformulating two of our products, we do have like a full-on powdered line. We have Impulse, we have Catalyst. You guys have them. And then we just got Synergy, our post-workout drink in, and then Drift is our reformulated pill form sleep supplement. So now it's the powder, and yeah, they're coming out really well. We're starting to get momentum now, so I'm pretty happy about that. Um, Great reception, just based on flavor, based on how people feel with the products. So I'm very happy. I'm always looking to improve products. So if there's like a big, if there's like a big issue or something that's very critical, I will go back and reformulate. So I'm not too concerned about that. I really want to kind of make my customer base happy overall. They're products I love to take, but if people hate it, I'm going to change it. So that's where we're at.
No, yeah, definitely. So you said it's something interesting. I don't know how much you can get into it. The beverage side of things. If you're, especially over the last, I don't know, 3-4 years, the supplement industry has kind of taken that turn to RTDs.
Yeah, yeah.
So is that kind of where your mind is going?
So I'm kind of thinking in that direction. I'm kind of thinking also, I mean, you see like even RTDs, you can kind of expand upon them. Like I really like going, to like a bunch of convenience stores, and I see those whey protein shakes that are already made. And sometimes I'm like on the go, I don't have time to do things. So I'm like, I buy one of those. Some of them taste really good. And I'm like, maybe I can go in that direction. You even see like a lot of the major supplement companies, they have their RTD pre-workouts. I also I favor a lot of energy drinks, so I kind of want to go in that direction as well. But it's all dependent on what my customers want essentially. Like if they don't want a specific item, I'm not going to go in that direction. But there's so many avenues we can go. We can even go towards food products as well. I just got to see where it goes. I really want to focus on these 4 products right now and kind of blow up the business around them and then figure it out from there.
Definitely makes sense. So, cool, man. Sounds like you guys have some cool ideas as far as where you want to go, and that's a good thing, And I talk to a bunch of brands all the time and things like that. This is an oversaturated market. It really is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Trying to get find that little niche to where you can just be this much different makes a huge. It makes a huge. I don't even know what I'm looking for you. Get your foot in the door pretty much to kind of make way and pave your own path here. So there's room for everybody in this space is what I tell everybody.
Well, absolutely.
Even though some of the bigger brands may not think that, but
yeah.
What it is. Cool deal, man. So what is your targeted audience if you had to say?
So it's very I like just trying to like bring it down. It's very complex to think about, but I kind of like the way I look at it is, I mean, we're all making brands. I want to kind of target we're targeting more of like the entrepreneurial person, somebody who, or even like, I get a lot of people who like fitness, but they have another, a real like a full-time gig that they have to handle. And I kind of want to go towards that audience where they kind of value fitness as, I mean, the process of the brand itself, mind and body performance. They basically leverage it to kind of perform their best in every aspect of their lives, whether it's like studying for exams, whether it's they want to be like an esports athlete, they aspire to be, certain person, they want to create content, they want to be a YouTuber, they want to, be an overall like salesperson at their job. I'm trying to kind of tailor it so that it's more overall mind and body performance of whatever you do. I might have to even get even more deeper into that. We're doing a lot of exploration in that process, but I'm starting to, the more I'm doing and working on the business, I'm starting to visualize what and who I can tailor it towards and who I'm helping. And also the customer base really helps a lot because I get to know a lot about them. So.
Yeah, and then you make a good point. I mean, nowadays, like we tell the industry, if you can tailor it to not only fitness, if you can make it expand outside of fitness and fit into everyday life, that's kind of where, things are kind of shifting. And like you said, nootropic base is big because I mean, I don't know the percentage. I know I'm one of them, but I work in an office for a living and in front of a computer 24/7. So one of my essential things that I take every morning with my multivitamins and things like that is a product that has alpha GPC in it.
Mm-hmm.
Just before I go to work, just because I have that, in tune focus. So that's definitely, a big thing nowadays. So cool deal, man. All right. Let's jump into some other questions. Just talk about the business, talk about you. What do you hope to accomplish within the next year with the brand?
I really want to, I want to really blow this brand up. I'm trying to make it my goal to make it my full-time gig. I honestly can live pretty broke. I'm like, right now it's like I'm in my 20s, my late 20s. My parents have given me the opportunity to like mooch off them. I mean, obviously there's a bigger responsibility with that. They allow me to work on this full time. I'm very blessed for it, but like I still need to work and, pay my insurance, pay my bills and all that stuff. So I do the personal training on the side, but ultimately I want to get to the point where if I can generate an income from this, for myself, then I will be pretty satisfied within the year. Honestly, I can envision this hitting like a 7-figure company within time. I just need to figure out how to get to that mindset that kind of gets me to that point. I'm starting to realize it more as a result of putting our products on Amazon has been huge. It's kind of hard to get on Amazon. It's kind of hard to get very, I guess you could say, intimate with our customers, where we can kind of like guide them throughout the entire process if they have any questions and stuff, because it usually is a very transactional thing. Sometimes people opt out of like the advertising messages, or they consider advertising messages, but it's just me sending a message, but I can't really do that. But I've noticed that if I make a good product, we have all our information on our supplements here. People follow us on social media, and I'm really trying to every follow I get, I'm really trying to interact with our new followers. Now I'm starting to realize that just being able to know who they are as a person, it really helps them understand what we're trying to be, and I think that information is worth thousands for every customer. So there's a lot of moving parts now. At first I was just trying to figure it out, but ultimately now I'm starting to envision it. So.
Man, that's awesome, man. Yeah, and a couple things, just to touch on what you said, that's really big, at least for me, is when you're a smaller brand, it is important to have those personal touches because you still can.
Yeah.
And if you can kind of keep that, if or when you grow to that medium, to that large, that is huge, because a lot of big brands nowadays just they lose that personal touch.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the medium brands that actually still have that are way better than the bigger brands, in my opinion. So that is huge. And yeah, the Amazon stuff is crazy. I've heard about getting your products on Amazon, and people have walked me through that. I'm like, no, I do not want any part of that.
Yeah.
It's insane, because they can take your product down at any point.
Yes.
There's one thing they don't like, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, it just blows my mind. But it's cool that you guys are on there, and you guys are kind of that's your big thing right now. But feedback is important. That is another thing I tell people is feedback is important, because believe me, I've been doing this hobby since 2017. I did written reviews for the longest time. Then I brought a partner on. We moved to YouTube and kind of went that route. But I've dealt with brands who have sent me their products, and we've given them our honest opinion. We've been threatened to be sued.
Jeez.
Everything. It's the things that you run into, but it's crazy. And the companies who have taken feedback, not only from us, but from other reviewers, their customers, things like that, and been able to make adjustments, it might be pricey then, but it pays off in the long run.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're definitely doing, your mindset is definitely in the right area as far as that goes. And then another thing is I talk to smaller brands a lot about successes I've seen and things. Is I'm a firm believer in getting new customers is cool and it works. But if you can have your first customer who buys your pre-workout come back as a return customer, that is huge, because not only are they going to pick up your pre-workout, they're also going to pick up your nootropic this time, and then so on and so on. It's that one-stop shop that you want to create. So the return customer is huge. And then the new customers will kind of roll in from there. So cool deal, man. What are some of the best resources that have helped you along the way with launching your brand?
Oh man, a lot of it, honestly, like it took. Although I had, because I mean, we can even go back when I started figuring out how to set up, my brand. When I was in college, I created my own nootropic. So like that was the time where I was like, I'm gonna make a brand that has a nootropic in it. I know it. But, like, at the time, I was so scared to do it. I was like, oh, what if I fail? What if this? What if that? And then after going through and working my full-time job, working like after I finished college, like 50, 60 hours a week, I'm like, dude, I can't do this anymore. I'm like, life's too short. I got to take the risk now and just figure it out. And a lot of it had to do with building the confidence. Was a lot of podcast. I would listen to a ton of podcasts, and I would listen to a bunch of people just talking about how they developed their business from nothing. Their loss, their L's and then their W's as a result. A lot of them, like, you started to see like a pattern where it's like they took a huge risk that they didn't at first see that they were gonna get a good result out of it, but they're like, hey, I gotta try. And then and then eventually they got through it. They figured it out. And I really think that's ultimately the entire process of it. I mean, you take this big risk now. They say most businesses fail within 3 years, and it's like, what if you get past that 3-year mark? I mean, then you kind of survive that. And just thinking about that kind of attitude, we're almost 2 years in now. I'm starting to see. At first, it was like slow and very slow growth. Like setting up the product took like 4 months. Getting the product to me, like, we started the business in July, and we finally got the product in October. So it was like waiting to make money, and like just trying to figure out who would be our first sale and stuff. And it honestly, a lot of it has to do, like, for me, was just listening to a lot of podcasts about like entrepreneurs going through their path. There's a lot of things now. I think a lot of people are documenting their journey on social media. I mean, you've probably seen us on YouTube trying to figure that out. So I kind of try to document at least once a week. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks after, because there's so much going on. But I'm just trying to do what I can to just show people like my intuition of where I'm going. I might mess up, I might fail, and it's just a learning process. But I know eventually people jump in and give me feedback over time that have done it. So it's just building that community around this that kind of helped a lot. So
yes, definitely. No, yeah, definitely. Podcasts, I mean, over the last 5 years have like really become the information central, it seems like. So, and then another thing, one thing I always mention to a bunch of people too, just something to think about, or if you consider other resources, is what's called the Supplement SNOOP group. I don't know if you've ever heard of Justin Hall. He is the owner of the Supplement SNOOP. They also do business consulting as well. And what that is it's like a fitness community, and it's a resource for everybody. But I always recommend people look into that or check him out. He's a great wealth of knowledge. One dude that I've learned a lot from as well. So cool deal. Let's see what else we got here. All right, what's your favorite thing about owning a brand?
Oh man, honestly, like, for me, I've always had this kind of like this entrepreneurial like flame, and it's like it's cool to be your own boss, but for me, it's kind of like I wanted to create something for myself that actually would benefit a lot of people. So that, like, the best part of it is just watching people, use your products. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, like just watch people like post on social media and Instagram. It's like, whoa, like I made that product, and just that, like I that's what kind of gets me going a lot. And it shows me that I need to keep working towards this process, because who knows what it can become. And like I said, I'm very entrepreneurial. I can see myself diving into multiple brands. It just depends on how this one goes. Who knows? Maybe down the line, I'm just like, oh, I hate, building a business, like let's call this one or something. But like right now, I really absolutely enjoy it, and I could see it grow so much. And just the people around it just makes it worth it, So.
Yeah, definitely. And it's just seeing somebody succeed with, whether it be you giving advice, whether you be giving them a product. And like you said, you created this. So I'm sure you've seen a bunch of success stories. It just makes you feel good inside, especially, you're messing with people's health,
Yeah,
yeah. That's the ultimate goal here is hopefully is to live a healthier lifestyle, whether it be lose weight, whether it be gain muscle, whatever it is. We're all in it for the same concept. We should be, at least. And the ultimate goal is health and wellness, to live that healthier lifestyle. So it is really cool when you see people do that or take your advice and then come back and say, hey, Tony, man, I took your pre-workout for 2 weeks and look at me. I've benched, I don't know, 200 pounds.
Yeah, and love to hear it, man. Like I sometimes get the DMs too. When you get those messages, it's really cool to see. Like I'm just like, all right, just tell people about it. That's all. That's all I ask.
Yeah, it's so true. Building that brand, that community. But awesome. What helps inspire you and brings out your best ideas?
Just seeing other people do it. I kind of now it's like I am a part of certain groups of like people working together to build their businesses and stuff. And I'm like part of a couple Facebook groups that I see people doing the same thing that I'm doing, or some people are even further ahead than me. But I'm the fact that I'm able to give advice to people who are just getting started, and then people give me advice from where they were at, like the similar position, whether it's supplements, whether it's clothing, whether just any type of products. Like it's really cool to be a part of that, and that kind of inspires me the most. So I kind of try to surround myself around people like that. I do have I even sometimes I'll be working on the computer, I'll be listening to YouTube, just people talking about developing businesses and stuff. And so I'm watching like hundreds of videos, like I'm just hearing it actually. But sometimes I'll hear something and then I have my notebook on the side. I'll take a note if I have to as a reminder. So I just keep doing this process, and small steps have been helping me the most. So I think it's all a matter of consistency.
Yeah, and one thing is that I love that you said is we can learn something from everybody. Whether you're a competitor or whatnot, we can all learn something from each other. I don't care. And when you're able to lend a helping hand to someone else, I feel like that's what the world needs. In my opinion, that's what the world needs, and hopefully it'll bring us a little better. But another thing with that is, in this realm, we talked about it this being people's health. So if someone comes to you and is like, look, I see you have this cool nootropic product, but I have XYZ conditions. Are you still going to try and push this product on them? Or are you going to say, no, look, I actually have a friend over here who might have this, I don't know, whatever it may be, that's going to benefit you a lot better than you dying. So we don't have that in the industry, because believe me, I've seen people who are like, well, there, you take it. No matter what happens, it's on you. So there's a lot of changes that do need to happen in the industry, and it's getting there slowly but surely. But people like you said, is if you can learn and talk to other people and get along pretty much, then it makes everything a little better, not only for you, but for the consumer as well. So good stuff. All right. I think, let's see, where can viewers find you and your brand?
All right. I think the best would probably be on Instagram. My Instagram is at IB as in boy, Tony, and then G as in George. So IB Tony G. And then Reforged is at the Reforged. And those are probably the best, best social media channels. I mean, you can find us on YouTube. My name on YouTube is Reforged as well. But that's typically just, I'm trying to document and trying to figure out what people would like to see on that. So I document building the business and all that stuff. And then also some fitness stuff that I should put more content out of. Yeah, those are probably the best. So.
Okay. And then buying products, you have a website and Amazon, right?
Yeah. So for buying products, you can go to Reforged, P as in Paul, N as in Nancy.com. I'm actually going to give you guys just exclusive discount to viewers and watchers of the channel. Supplement Kitchen gives you 15% off. So code Supplement Kitchen. And then if you go on Amazon, if you prefer Amazon, we every once in a while we'll have discount codes and specials going on. So if you go to Amazon.com/Reforged, we have a whole entire product page on there. So we're all up in there.
Cool. And for anyone watching, all that'll be linked down in the description below, everything that you just reviewed. So even the code will be down there as well. So keep that in mind, look down there. Cool deal, man. So now we've got through all the main questions. I like to always end with some kind of off the wall question, kind of to see how my viewers and things like that would take it. So, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. How would you get an elephant into a refrigerator?
Oh man. I mean, I would prefer to shrink the elephant like to like a microscopic or small size. Like, I mean, you can get even darker with it, like dark humor to it, but I'm like not trying to go in that direction. I would rather shrink the elephant because I'm not trying to hurt it. So I would try to find a way to shrink it.
That's fair. That's fair. I would build a big refrigerator.
I like that one more actually. I like that more, to be honest.
No, man, that's awesome. But I like to always end on that. One other thing I like to ask before we wrap things kind of up, is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to go over with everyone?
No, but I want to kind of just I mean finalize. Basically, I don't know if your viewers are watching because they want to create a brand or they just want to try out supplements, but I think that if you're in the process of trying to create a brand, just regardless of what it is, just a lot of it comes from here. Like as cheesy as it sounds, like your process, why you're getting fit and why you're doing all this. There's a reason behind that. So if you're trying to build a brand, have that reason in the brand and kind of figure out who you're going after. A lot of it's a very congested. I mean, every industry today is very congested. Like my friends are in real estate, they're like, oh, it's highly competitive. I'm like, everything's competitive at this point. If you can try to find like who you want to serve and who you want to help, I think that's priceless because once you get that group of people, they're going to tell everyone else around them, and then you become the big, just like every other big company, you become the big guy. So it's like just go about the process, trying to figure out what you're trying to do. Keep it unique, stand out a little bit. Have like a brand theme to it, and just work your way up about that process. With the supplement route, if you guys are just trying to figure out how to try supplements, be sure to look at ingredients. I'm sure you guys are very critical with the reviews, and I love to hear that. I kind of get fired up when I get. I haven't really got like terrible reviews just yet, but I like the critical reviews because they're like, oh, I like this, but I also like this competitor's brand because of this, and they give me all this information. So I get like a paragraph of information on just data, I guess you could say, and that allows me to reformulate. So I know that some people might get pissed off, like if somebody craps on their brand, like I mean, if they crap on my brand, it is what it is. Like it does sting a little bit, but if they give me a good reason rather than it sucks, that kind of helps me out a lot. So if you or anyone just like purchase any of our products, be honest with the reviews. And I say that with every other supplement brand, just be as honest as possible, because even the smaller guys, like we need to get that information out there. It might sting if the review is very critical, but it is what it is. Help them out.
Yeah, no, that's some good, a couple things. I'm kind of glad you mentioned all that, but you're right. When people go on, especially Amazon, I mean, reviews on there are crucial for that process and things, how that works. But, when you leave something that just says this stinks, that's not helpful. I mean, we understand you don't like it. Perfect. Cool. But why? You need to, when you're writing these things, think about who, what, when, why, where, the things you learned in school. So you can actually write it and make sense to a third party or whoever's reading it. So good point out there. And back to talking about starting a brand or YouTube channel, whatever it may be. And we're going to tie this into social media. And I don't know if you've experienced this. I'm sure you have. But the social media realm, if you're going to go into YouTube or a brand or whatever it may be, people are brutal out there. Some of the stuff people say is harsh. And you've got to learn to block that stuff out. Just over the last 2 years, I've gotten the best shape of my life. Well, in the best shape since high school. Let's talk about that. But prior to that, when I got into this, the whole goal was to get healthier. Ever since I was supposed to go to college and wrestle, had kids, got that dad vibe going. You know how that goes. And then I finally decided to do something about it. Got into this and started doing the reviews. And I was like, I'm not going to let anybody get to me. But some of the comments that come in, if you go back and watch some of them, I was a little more overweight, things like that. But some of the comments are like, boy, how are you working out? You should be eating 2 Big Macs a day, stuff like that. And it does hurt. It hurts. But, you've got to be able to block out that negativity, because ultimately you are your own worst enemy, and it's you versus you. It's not you versus anybody else in this world. So be prepared.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Yeah. Be prepared for the smoke. I mean, I get it sometimes. Like, I even post on like a bunch of my own personal social media, and just some random person will say something. I'm just like, what? Like, I don't know who this person is. But like, before it used to bother me, but now it's like some people are just having a bad day, and that's how I kind of look at it. So I kind of just like respond as positively as possible and just move on. Now, if it's like a customer service issue, I'm going to be all on that. We're going to figure it out, make them completely satisfied. But like, if it's just like criticism, like like not even constructive, but criticism, you suck or whatever, it's like, all right, cool. all right, what else can we do? You know, it sucks, but like, it is what it is, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, from a business standpoint, you're right. If it's the business side of it, you want to make sure it's right, or like you said, at least give you a something to go off of, to where you can either, you may not be able to fix the issue right then and there, but how can we improve going forward to make sure no one else experiences this, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, from the personal side, it is like you said, some people do have a bad day. I've never thought about it that way. I just think people are cruel and don't have souls. But
sometimes it's a bad day thing. I've seen some people, like, I actually had conversations with people on social media where I act more positively, and then they like DM me and apologize, and they say they're having a bad day. So it's kind of really interesting when you figure that out. You're like, oh, all right, I can see that now.
And sometimes it's just a psychology thing. I mean,
I mean, I guess it is a psychology.
And one other thing I wrote down here to talk that you mentioned as well, to everybody. Yeah, word of mouth is huge. I'm a firm believer. Yeah, we have we're in a realm where it's digital marketing and things like that, but I'm still a firm believer for small brands, especially in your local area. Word of mouth is huge, because that's what kind of gets you rolling. And then from there, that word of mouth, that's what spreads into the social media aspect, because they go post it on their social media, and then it kind of expands out from there. So agree with that. All right. I think that is all I had for today. I do want to thank you for jumping on here with us and letting us know a little bit about the brand. Like I said, I've been running these products this week, so this video will come out first, and then we will probably have the reviews at the end of next week and the following week. So looking forward to getting those done and giving you some feedback, man. But we do want to do, I do want to do more things like this. So we may circle back. I have some ideas, if I can ever find some time, to bring a couple brand owners that I've worked with on here, and bring some topics from the industry, and everybody kind of give their opinions, talk through it, and go from there. But we'll be back in touch, man. Everybody, I'll link everything down in the description for you. If you need to reach out to Tony or the company, it'll all be down there. If you can't get in touch with them, reach out to me, and I will get you in touch with them. All right. All right, Tony. Well, hey, man, I'll be in touch. But other than that, man, I hope you have a great rest of your day, buddy.
You as well, Corey. Thanks so much. I'm going to send you the 2 other products too. So the 2 new ones. So let me know how those go as well. So
heck yeah, man. I'll be on the lookout, but I'll circle back with you soon.
Cool. Sounds good, Corey. Thanks.
All right, man. Later.
Take care.